I don't know if we understand the reason why using higher sample rates is beneficial to the longevity of our music. You got a lot of artists that are putting music out, buying beats in MP3 format. A lot of times when I put music out on a platform, it's gonna be in WAV 16-bit. But and if I do put it in MP3 quality, I am exporting it in MP3 at the highest quality in MP3, which is 320 kilobytes per second. You got a lot of people that leave their settings in default formats, default settings, and they're exporting MP3s out in like 128 kilobytes per second. Why are we reducing the quality? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you have to realize is when you put music on a platform, when you sell music, you are in competition with other top of the line artists, other big names, other labels. You see what I'm saying? These labels are not gonna tell you the game, right? They are exporting their music in the highest qualities, right? They are not exporting MP3 128 kilobytes per second. Now, don't get me wrong, it depends on the platform that you are using. The platforms that I'm talking about are music streaming platforms. And little do you know, a lot of us know that a lot of these music streaming platforms have they now offer a service. And that service is basically allowing the listener, the fan, the person who uses the streaming platform for listening purposes. These platforms have allowed, they now charge for extra service that fans and listeners can pay for, that is allowing the listener, they can now stream at studio quality. But what is studio quality? Do a lot of us don't even know and understand what studio quality is. If you buy a beat from somebody and that beat was sold to you in MP3 quality, you have already reduced your you've already I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you have already downgraded your sound quality and the possibilities of where you could go. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are a upcoming artist and the only thing you can get is somebody who's selling you an MP3, then use it. But what I'm saying is, when you get to a point in life and you're able to advance and take a step higher, invest in yourself. Don't keep staying on the bottom. You see what I'm saying? Like, research stuff and learn how to grow. This is why I've been able to get to where I am in life. Even when I first started music, I was always exporting and rendering in the highest quality possible. If it was an MP3, it was MP3 320 kilobytes per second. If it was a WAV format, it was WAV 16-bit. You look at the kilobytes per second on a WAV, it's like 1100 and some kilobytes, 1100 and some kilobytes per second on a WAV 16-bit file, exporting from a program. Now, what people think that you can do is upconvert. And that is, like, for example, if you take a MP3 128 kilobytes per second and you say, oh, I can just load that back up into my program and upconvert it, and you say I can turn the MP3 128 kilobytes per second into a WAV 1100 kilobytes per second, that it'll say on the actual file that it is up, that it is streaming at that quality. But I guarantee you, you are getting the same, whatever that file was originally in, you are getting that same quality. How do I know this? Because I export YouTube videos and I export music. I've been doing this for years. Since 2008, I've been doing this, and I've been listening to the qualities, and I've been doing this for a very long, I've been experimenting and doing this for a very long time. All right. A lot of y'all also are not using your bit depth. Now, some of y'all are saying, well, a lot of y'all are probably saying, well, what is the purpose and the points of recording in higher sample rates if you're just going to render it down and export at a lower sample rate? Listen, please listen. All right. Now, if you've gotten an MP3 from somebody that is MP3 128 kilobytes per second, yeah, it doesn't make sense to use a higher sample rate, because in a higher bit, well, some of it matters, but a lot of it doesn't, because you've already taken a file in the lowest quality. I don't buy MP3s from anybody. I am the producer myself. You feel what I'm saying? And that is one of the reasons why I'm not gonna pay somebody for a beat in a MP3 128 kilobytes per second. I'm already reducing the quality and messing up my chances of putting out one of the best sound quality and putting out one of the best songs out there. I'm not gonna do that. Even when I was producing garbage back in 2008, I was still rendering and exporting in the highest qualities. So it might have been a garbage song. My mixing, my mastering was not where it is now, but I was still exporting and mixing and mastering in those highest qualities, because I knew. See, that's the thing. A lot of y'all learn from rookies. I learn from professionals. I learn from people that use analog equipment, people that have been using analog. A lot of y'all don't even know. A lot of the upcoming producers right now have no idea what analog equipment is. Have no idea what a sound wave is. You have a digital copy of what the original file is. When I speak to you before it goes into the phone and it becomes a digital representation or a digital copy of what I'm really saying on the other end, if you're sitting next to me, there are sound waves that are bouncing off of this off of these walls in this atmosphere right here. When I record in the highest quality possible. I'm capturing it in super high bit rates. I'm capturing it in super high sample rates, because I want to capture as close as I can to the true representation of that file, which is analog. Once you put analog and convert it into digital, you have already lost probably a half of your sound quality. This is why a lot of, for example, the interface preamp that I use by Universal Audio, which is the Apollo, it records. You can edit and record in analog. A lot of the preamp interfaces that a lot of artists use, it records in digital. Well, it records in analog, but you can't, before you even get to edit any of those vocals or anything, you have already chopped it down, chopped half of that quality down, and you're trying to EQ and mix and master and do all these things to it in digital quality. This is not the way that professionals do it. You have some professionals out there that do it like that, but you go back and please learn your history of what analog is. This is why the Universal Audio Apollo interface gives such a pristine quality, because you can EQ and compress and do all these things in analog in real time. So that is the best preamp interface that you can get one of the best preamp interfaces that you can get on the market, because you're able to edit in analog. You're able to it is a I don't want to say a mimic, but it is a more of a exact representation. It is in of analog equipment. You go into a professional studio, these studios that y'all are paying people all this money for. Oh yeah, I'm in the studio, but you're renting that time. You look at the equipment that they have. Majority of these big top-end studios are using analog equipment. Why are they using analog equipment? Because it captures your voice in a way higher pristine quality. So yeah, when they get done capturing your vocals in those super high things, yeah, they render it down. Oh, you want this on a CD? A CD can only take 44.1 samples per second. It can't capture anything higher than that, 16-bit. So in order to not distort, or in order to capture your voice in its clearest possible form for that CD, yeah, they're gonna have to render it down to 44.1 16-bit. WAV. A CD can capture up to WAV. WAV is a higher quality than MP3. But a lot of people, what they're doing is they're taking MP3s and throwing them on CDs. That's not what the MP3 was designed for. The MP3 was designed for online sharing. Like, for example, if you want to take a one of your songs and you want to share it with other people on the online world, MP3 was designed to save space. MP3's focus and strength was not quality. You feel what I'm saying? It was not quality. It was space saving. When the MP3 was designed for the MP3 player and iPods and stuff like that, it was so that people could still listen to their music but have a lot of songs. Like, think about it. The average listener does not really care. Like, if, for example, if you say, hey man, I can give you 10 songs in the highest quality, or I can give you 200 songs in an okay quality. Most people would rather have more songs, because they are not producers, they are not engineers. Their minds don't even really pay attention to, oh, that's a higher quality. All they care is, girl, I got 200 songs that I can listen to. A producer or engineer or somebody who knows about quality would rather have those 10 songs in a higher quality than 200 songs in a mediocre quality. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in the studio, we record in higher sample rates and higher bit depths, because the ear and the mind, that it gets you moving around more. You can feel the music more. A lot of y'all don't believe me, and a lot of y'all believe that higher sample rates are for the dogs. That's fine. Continue recording your music in 44.1. Continue recording in 16-bit. You'll be all right. But you will always be a mediocre, average person as far as your music goes. Think about it. When we are in competition with all these big names, and these big names are using analog equipment, recording in high sample rates and high bit depths, like, and we, for example, are recording in our own houses, you have to set the bar. You have to set your standard high. Yeah, you might not have a $4,000 mic like all the other top producers are using, but if you are recording in your own house and you have the option to record in higher sample rates and higher bit depths, why are you reducing the quality if you're not putting it on CD in the end? And even if you are putting it on CD in the end, first of all, what y'all fail to understand is how sample rates work, and how the sample rate is a timing thing. We're stuck on, oh, it's a frequency thing. Sample rate, it possibly is a frequency thing as well, but it is also a timing thing. The more samples you have, the more details you have. And I can get to a whole nother video about that. I can show you how I zoom in, and I can show you a sample in 44.1, and I can show you a sample in the twice the rate as that in 88.2. Sample rates work in multiples of each other. So if you look in your program, you look at all the sample rates, you'll see that you have 48 in multiples of that, and you also have 44.1 in multiples of that. You have to be in a multiple of each other. You can't go from 48 to 44.1 or 48 to 88.2 or 96 to, like, you have to stay in multiples of each other, or you run into problems, what's called A-listing. And I had to do a whole nother video on that because some of y'all don't know what that is. It is a noise. It is a problem that will, when you try to record in a DVD sample rate, a video sample rate, and then try to convert it to try to export in the CD quality, you run into A-listing, right? So you would end up, if you don't understand how sample rates work and how the multiples of the DVD sample, the video sample rates versus the CD sample rates, and you mix them, and you don't know what you're doing, yeah, you'll run into a problem. So, but because a lot of rookies don't understand this, it is better for you to leave your program in 44.1 16-bit because you don't understand how they work. I have researched this stuff since 2008, and I know, like me, I'm the type of person where when I go into my program and I start looking at settings, I'm like, wow, why is this setting, why do they have multiple sample rate settings? Some of y'all just be like, oh, it's already in 44.1. That's what everybody else uses. I'm going to just leave it like that. And you're going to sound like everybody else. Nothing wrong with it. You still have a standard quality. But why have a standard quality when you can have a better quality? Right? I know this is going over a lot of people's head. A lot of people are not understanding this. But there are some people out there that are going to be like, hey, he making a lot of sense. I understand what he's saying. And then when I hit you with a video 2 of this or video 3 of this, then you'll be able to catch on and get more detail of what I'm saying. I should be charging for this stuff that I'm giving out because this is vital information. This is not something that I really should be giving out for free, but I know that there are people out there that can't afford to pay. So right now, while I am an upcoming artist, I want to help those, because once I get to a point where I need to be, I'm gonna be charging for this stuff. This same stuff that you're getting for free right now, I'm gonna be charging for it. So get it while it's free, because I guarantee you very soon there's coming a time where I will be charging for this same exact advice that I'm giving to you. So I want to help you right now, and I want you to be able to succeed, because there was a point in time when I was looking for the answers and I couldn't find them. Everybody was charging for courses and this, that, and the other. And it took me a long time to go through and watch hours and hours and hours and study and find out all this different stuff that I felt like somebody should have been given for free, because I didn't have the money to pay for classes. All right, so I mean, if you think that my music is garbage, then that's fine. Keep doing your music in the way that you want to do it. But if you want an example of the qualities that I'm pushing out, you can listen to my latest song right now. Is the song called Platinum Single. It's available on all streaming platforms. I have a song that I released a couple months ago before that, which is We Are Not the Same, featuring an artist named Puntin out of Houston, Texas. A song I did before that, which was some years ago, what was that, 2019, 2017 probably, it's called Southside Hating on the Southside. And so featuring DP.S, one of the artists in my group. And that song, and then before that, 2015 I believe it was, I did a song dedicated to my cousin called My Life. I've been doing music since 2008, but 2015 is when I really feel that my quality was where I was happy at. So I started putting that music on streaming platforms. See, before 2015, before the song My Life, I was giving away my music for free, and I was just uploading to platforms and letting people download it. now I feel like I'm at the place where I feel like, wow, I'm actually good. I've actually figured out what I've been trying to learn all this time. Self-taught. And, you know, nobody gave me handouts. You know, I had to learn, spend time and money and learn all these things that I learned. So for me to give it to you for free is kind of a slap in my face. But I know that there are people out there that cannot pay for these things, and there's people out there that were just like me that just, you know, want to glorify the Lord. And it's like, I want to help. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving you this stuff for free right now, and take it. You know, it's a lot of people that, you know, when I first started doing music, it's a lot of people out there that they look at me like, you know, like I'm garbage. And that's fine. If you want to look at me like I'm garbage, that's fine, because when I get to the point where you're like, man, his quality is good, which now a lot of people are looking at me like, since I released these 4 songs, a lot of people are looking at me like, man, he getting better. And now they want to start doing stuff with me. Now they want it for free. No, I'm not giving it to you for free. I'm not giving it to you for free, because everything that all the money that I make off of my music, which I'm not making any now, but I'm just saying, all of the money that I will be making off my music, I'm going to invest that back into my ministry, back into my music, back into my equipment, so that you as a listener, I can give you more music. I can invest into better equipment. I can start that. The next time you hear another album from me, you're going to be like, man, on every album, on every single that he drops, he gets better and better and better. Why is that? Because I invest in myself. One thing I learned in school, yes, I'm paying for courses and classes right now. And one thing that I learned in school was how my teacher started. Both of my teachers are multi seven figure incomes and run their own businesses. One thing that I learned from them is they invested in themselves. They started on basic equipment, and when they got really good on that equipment, they got the funds, they invested into better equipment. And that opened more doors for them. And then when they did that opened more doors for them. They kept investing until, bam, they hit the top. Once there comes a point when you can't go no higher. And now you're using all this analog equipment, $4,000 mics, $8,000 mics, like all of these. This is why people fall in love and are hypnotized by an artist can tell you to kill yourself. Listen to some of the music that they playing right now. Hey man, we out here on the block. We selling dope. We doing this. We out here killing folks. We everybody's like, man, yeah, I can be like him. I can have big money like him. Because they hear the quality in that microphone and that equipment. And they are hypnotized by it. And it sounds so good that they're like, man, I believe that, you know what I'm saying, I can actually like go somewhere with this. And then they end up getting a criminal background and don't go nowhere with it. I was in those shoes. In my teenage life, I was following these people. You know what I'm saying? And thinking that this was gonna really become a big thing for us. Where'd it go? Nowhere. It ended up getting us killed. People killed that I knew. Criminal backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? People on drugs. Because we thinking that this is fast money, easy life. And it goes nowhere. I'm glad I had my grandma in my life to chastise me, correct me, inspire me, guide me along the path, and pull me off of those streets, out of that street life. I was in love with the beats, not in love with what they were really saying. I was in love with the quality of their voice coming through the microphone, not really what they were saying. But I was brainwashed, just like a lot of other people are. And so I just want to help people right now. And that is why I'm pushing out this content, is to help people. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to believe me, that's fine. Stay off my channel. My channel is not for you. But if you are really somebody that wants to upgrade, level up what you already have, somebody that's serious about your music, not just doing it for a season, but somebody who's trying to do this for a lifetime. Some people are just in it for a season. They gonna come and go. They just doing it because, I think it's money in it. Look, man, whether it's money or not, I do this because I love doing it. It's a stress relief. It's an outlet for me. I do it because I can help somebody else. That's why I do my music. You feel what I'm saying? So when I'm telling you about these high sample rates and high bit rates, I'm not telling you this because it's some garbage that I've heard from somebody else. I'm telling you this because I know it's a fact. Y'all can sit up and listen to the rookies that say, "Oh man, that's for the dogs. Can't nobody hear that." Go research that these music streaming platforms are now allowing users, listeners to stream in higher sample rates so that they can hear and feel the music exactly the way the artist heard it in the studio. We hear a whole higher quality than what y'all are hearing on them CDs and MP3s. If you want to, but now you can stream music in those higher qualities. You got to have a strong internet connection or else it's going to buffer and lag. But when we're in the studio, we hear the music and 30 the bit rate is what, 32 bits float, and we're hearing in sample rates of 96, 88.2 and 96 and higher. So you're always supposed to record and double the sample rate that you're going to export it in. A lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all think that y'all don't understand why. And I can do a whole nother video about that. Look up the Nyquist